All right, welcome to today's video. It's another beautiful sunny day out here in Japan. We're in Kanagawa. I'm in Chuorinkan at the end of the Denantoshi line. I went all the way, I took the train out all the way from Shibuya. And here we are, we got the hard off in the back. This guy wants to park here. We've got the hard off over there. And let's go. There's a couple of places around here that I want to check out, so I might split this video up in multiple parts again. But yeah, let's get inside and see what they have to offer. So this place is a lot bigger than I thought it was. Let's start browsing. It's the first time I see a one-up arcade in a hard off. That's kind of cool. Taito Taitronics Space Invaders, 55,000 yen. That's about 500 bucks. It's in pristine condition. This would look so cool, but no one in Japan has the space. I guess you do if you're like all the way out here. Here we go. A massive wall of boxed N64, boxed Super Famicom, and even Famicom in the back there, and Game Boy. And let's pick out some good ones to talk about. Holy crap, this is like one of the biggest selections that I've seen. Ooh, Densha de Go 64, 2750, really good. Train Sim, I'm really a fan of these series. Gambare Goemon for 1650 on the N64. Hey You Pikachu. It doesn't have the microphone. Would want this one with the microphone if I'm gonna pick it up.
Pikachu. Oh, Pikachu.
Pikachu.
ピカチュウと話せるゲーム、任天堂64、ピカチュウ元気でちゅう。ピカチュウ。
Ooh, Pilot Wings 64, 550 in the box. Might have to pick this up. I see this one a lot, but not in the box. And then the Rumble edition of Wave Rays 64 for 330. There's no manual, but for 330. And then of course the original Wave Rays as well for 330. We're definitely going to be going home with some of these. Mario Kart 64 with the manual. Kind of a cool way to package this. Star Fox 64 with the manual. Doodoo St. Andrews, nobody cares about that. Puyo Puyo Sun for the N64, always a good one. We've got Banjo-Kazooie for 550. This one is apparently quite different than the Western one. There's like a lot of regional differences, but they have an interesting selection for sure. So let's go over to the Super Famicom. We've got Wonder Project J for the Super Famicom. I really want to get into this. Reading Japanese heavy, but great for practice. Picross, as always.
Super Picross, Super Picross, 数字をヒントに絵を出す。ほい！スーパーピクロス、スーパーピクロス、なかなか手強い300問。新しい問題が300問。スーパーファミコンで登場。意地悪ワリオの超難問も加わったピクチャークロスワード。マリオのスーパーピクロス。出るんだ、ほい！
Dragon Ball Z for 880. This is a great little fighting game. Then we've got Tactics Ogre for 2,200. One of the OG tactical RPGs. We found the boxed version of Tetris Battle Gaiden, which is like a really fun version of Tetris for 1,100. I'm gonna have to figure out which ones I'm gonna be coming home with, because I have to really make my selection here. We've got Waifu Pachi Slot number 2. All right, and then since we're on the topic, we've got Waifu Mahjong number 2. All right, might have to go home with this one because I like Mahjong and Waifu.
Stop it. Get some help.
Right, so this is a cool one. This is Kamaitachi no Yoru. It's a novel, like it's kind of like a read-along horror story. Really fun for the Super Famicom 880. There's no manual, but these are really fun. There's a couple of these, and they're just like read-along novels for the Super Nintendo. Really fun games to mess around with if you're learning Japanese. And we've got, missed this one, Draken for the Super Famicom. One of those old school dungeon 3D-ish type games. Really fun to find. Then we've got RPG School Super Dante. I don't know what these are. I keep running into this one and it looks interesting. for sure. Then over to the Famicom section, they have a couple boxed ones. You got a boxed Gradius, always fun to find a boxed Dr. Mario, a boxed Fist of the North Star, it'll beat 'em up. So then all the way below the Famicom games, we've got Virtua Racing over here for the Genesis, which is cool that it exists. And we've got some 32X games. Shout out RGT. This is Doom for the 32X, and then they've got Virtua Racing Deluxe. 32X games in Japan. Really rarely come across these, eh? Moving on, we've got some disc system games. We've got Ice Hockey, Super Mario World on the disc system. Pretty cool to see. Not quite often you find disc system games. Down here we have the boxed Game Boy games. Fulfilling my promise to Ramen McDad, we are going to look at all these hamster games. Let's go through all of them. We've got this Hamtaro looking one. We've got Hamster Paradise for $3.30. A bit of a crushed box, but still cool. We've got Hamster Paradise 2. Come on now. And then all the way over here, we've got Hamster Paradise 4. All right. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of hamster games on the Game Boy Color. That's really interesting. For the rest of the Game Boy games, we've got Yoshi no Tamago, which is on every single game. We've got Tamagotchi 2 and Tamagotchi 1. Then above them, we have Game Boy Advance games, Happy Panichu. This is a puzzle game, and you gotta like move the thing around. It says it has like a sensor in it or something. Then around the corner, we've got the fancy glass games, and there's an American Super Punch-Out for 19,800. Quite rare to find an American game here. Pack Car for the SC3000, and some boxed Mark III games. We've got Outrun, The Castle, Fantasy Zone, and another Fantasy Zone. I guess there's a lot of Fantasy Zones out there, and they're all fun. We've got a boxed Mighty Bomb Jack. Did not know that was that expensive, 4,500. And some really nice boxed Super Famicom games. This Chrono Trigger is 3,300. Darius Twin for 4,400. Gambare Goemon 2 for 6,600. Always a fun one. Then there's Star Wars in the box for 4,400. Ghostbusters 2 for the Famicom. Final Mission, Crazy Climber, and Rockman 6 card only for the Famicom. Quite the selection. So much stuff. There we go, we've got a PC gaming section. Let's dig right through this. We're gonna have to take it bit by bit because it's so big here. We've got Neon Genesis Evangelion, the Iron Maiden 2nd for Windows XP. Girlfriend the 2nd, I guess this is just a Neon Genesis dating sim. Summer Pocket Reflection Blue, 7,700. And we've got Ease for the X68000. Wow, 5,500 for X68000 game. That is super uncommon. And over here, we've got a giant selection of Sega Pico games. I know some people collect these. They're all like 100 or 200 yen a piece. Literally, I guess I can complete my Sega Pico collection. Sega Pico is like a kid's console, so we've got Ariel, we've got Peter Pan, and then we've got Pokemon for 110 yen for Advanced Pico. Huh? Come on now, this is a Pokemon puzzle learning game. And over here we've got a Cyberbots in this big box for the Sega Saturn. That is really cool to see. And some more Sega Saturn games over here. We've got Advanced World War for the Sega Saturn, Langrisser 4, Snatcher. I think this is a really cool version of Snatcher for the Saturn. Then for the Dreamcast, we have Capcom vs. SNK, Guilty Gear X, Shenmue 2 for 1980, Grandia 2 for 880, and we've got for the PlayStation Final Fantasy VII International. This is a English version of Final Fantasy VII for Japan region. PlayStations. Really cool that it even exists. And we have Grandia, the 550. PlayStation games are always so affordable in Japan. Xenogears, Legend of Mana, really cool old RPG for the PlayStation. And of course, Biohazard. Ooh, and we found Boku no Natsuyasumi for 1650. This is a really cool little cozy game. You know, you just go out on your little summer vacation and hang out with your family. It's a really cool game. A bit pricey though, but you know, it's a sought after game. And we've got C1 Circuit, which is a circuit on the Wangan. It's a highway racer, so that's kind of cool. And then we've got the GameCube games. They seem to have these big box special versions of a lot of them. Let's pick some of them out. The Animal Crossing with the e-reader for 4,400. Mario Party 6, Mario Party 7, all in these big box with the microphone included for 800 yen to 1,000 yen. That's not bad. These aren't complete, so I never really picked these ones up because they don't have like the outer sleeve. In Japan, GameCube games have this cool little cardboard outer sleeve. This is a gift Pia. No idea, but for 2420, I'm going to assume it's a bit popular. Sonic Adventure 2, Star Fox Adventures for 550, Mario Sunshine for 1320, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for 330. This is a really good game. Got that one from Retro Gaijin. The original Pikmin for 1320, a really good one. And Harvest Moon on the GameCube, 1,100, and another Harvest Moon. I haven't played any Harvest Moon after the Super Nintendo, so I'm gonna look those up and see what they are. All right, then in the junk section, there usually is a VHS selection, and I'm going to look through it because there you go. It's a Pikachu no Natsuyasumi, Pikachu's Vacation on VHS for 100 yen. Don't mind if I do, baby. I'm not a big VHS collector, but I will buy Pokemon VHS every day of the week. And we have these cool carry cases. N64 one, 3,300, 2,750 for this Super Famicom one. And this one looks really nice for 1,320. In the box, disc system for 3,300. That is not terrible. Yeah, it's not tested, but this might actually work. They really cranked up the music here. Hey, a box for the Panasonic Real 3DO, but just the box. How much is it? It's completely trashed. There's not even a price on it. I thought it was a complete 3DO. Nope, but just a box. On the loose Nintendo mouse. Let's get some of these controllers. Yeah. 500 yen, N64 controllers, a red one and a yellow one. The sticks don't even feel this one. In particular, the stick feels pretty good. And a Famicom for 8,800. I don't know why. This is so expensive, and in this case, because it's listed as junk. All right, so I'm in this traditional kisaten. I got my little melon soda float. Yeah, pickups for today are my 110 yen Pikachu's Vacation VHS. I'm gonna try to find all of these shorts on VHS. We finally got our pristine version of Picross. This was the most expensive item at 1,100 yen. Then we have Super Sexy Mahjong 2 for the Super Famicom as well. Can't forget Wave Race for 330 yen. Pilot Wings 64 for 550 yen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm off to the second store of today, which will be in part 2 of my video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.